So I really don't feel like being negative, and maybe it doesn't seem like it given the nature of this video, but I want to make things clear right off the bat. I'm not about to be over here like, oh my god, Roblox bad, Egg Hunt bad, just shut down, what is wrong with you? No, the vibe I am going for is more of a constructive criticism type of thing. Like, there is absolutely nowhere to be changing up the Egg Hunt now, and it's been done the way it has been done, and that's just something we have to deal with, and especially with that specific event ending in less than a week now. But hopping back on track, like I said, I'd like for this to come across as constructive criticism and suggestions more than anything else. You know, just improvements that I would really like to see when the next Egg Hunt event rolls around. But hey, first of all, I have a very easy little mission that I need to give to you. Please make sure to leave a like on this video and subscribe if you also think the Egg Hunt from this year could have been better than it was. I feel like my starting point here is pretty straightforward and probably expected by most people out there. This problem is kind of just sitting there and vibing like nothing ever went wrong, and plus I've never seen anyone really pay that much attention to this. Bro, I would say the main parent issue is the fact that the 2020 Egg Hunt got announced on the 10th of January, and then with the games probably being chosen in February. I call this as the parent issue simply because it seems to be the main and mutual cause of a great portion of problems I found with the Egg Hunt. But before we dive into the toxic pool of negativity concerning this Egg Hunt, I kind of want to quickly run through a few things that I liked about it. Yeah, I am spitting out something positive, and I do sincerely apologise. But on the most serious of notes, I really did enjoy participating in this event as just an event in general, and not comparing it to the previous ones of the same kind. And probably my most favourite thing of all things to favour is each and every single egg design of the whole event. Like, dude, the biggest props to everyone involved with the births of all of these eggs. But now it's time for the moment you all probably clicked on this video for. Why I think the Roblox Egg Hunt 2020 was bad. First and foremost is the most obvious thing, and exactly what I lightly touched on previously before. The lack of time that everyone involved had to prepare for this event, no matter what role they played. I do especially be feeling bad for the developers in this one because it's very apparent, you know, it's like every single game really did try their best, even when faced with such a little amount of time. Hey, so let me first of all address another very obvious issue, and this happened the whole day before the Egg Hunt was supposed to even start. Official starting date of the event was marked as the 7th of April, and yet around half of these games forced the Egg Hunt to start early on the 6th of April. Honestly, it do not seem like that big of a deal, but I literally woke up so disorientated because I didn't prepare for the Egg Hunt starting just yet. Like, I wasn't quite ready for that to happen, and the first thing that my eyes saw that very morning was my entire Discord server working together to collect eggs. Truly a weird feeling to experience and be a part of, but let's wander over into the next negative circle of problems. I personally think a lot of it seemed very rushed, but I'm a little conflicted because developers rushing egg collection ideas or rushing the actual development for those missions kinda seems obvious and overall inevitable, simply because of the concerningly small amount of time they were actually given to complete this in. On the 10th of January, they'd be over here raiding through the dev forum post games needed for Egg Hunt 2020, and then they have a deadline of the 20th of January to apply their game into it, and I don't exactly know how they'd be doing things over there, but I can't imagine reading through applications and choosing 50 games is a process that can be done quickly. Like, I just don't think that's possible. So for everything that seems rushed, and when the games just felt broken or even unfinished in a few cases, I find that to be no fault of the developers, and it just seems like such a shame that they all clearly had so much potential. We saw that in what we did get from them, and especially that incredible fan hub, but the whole devastating fact of the matter is that they were barely given months to work on this project. My guys, can we just backtrack ever so slightly and go back to when I mentioned that fan hub that some of the developers created? There has been no official main game this time around, and that is such a shame because that's kind of what makes the Egg Hunt feel whole and complete. Last year wasn't all that great, but at least it had some kind of main game to it. But one good thing we can take away from this problem is that fan hub that they created. I set a few minutes aside and quickly ran through it, and it really is amazing. Like, I feel like this is better than it would have been if Roblox actually had them make an official main hub. So if you guys wanted some kind of silver lining in any of these issues, then you are one very lucky person. Please don't get me wrong here. Like, I love egg hunts. I've said it before and I will very happily say it again. Egg hunts on Roblox have always been my favorite event that they create, and boy, am I so incredibly glad that they continue to hold this tradition, and especially after removing pretty much every single event. But right now it kind of feels like they're sticking with a mindset of, well, something has to be better than nothing, right? And that is how the egg hunts of 2019 and 2020 were born. 2018 was incredible in pretty much every way possible, but after that things just kind of went downhill. And especially this year, I feel like a lot of the missions within games felt more like a chore to be doing rather than a fun event kind of situation. If we exclude the 2015 egg hunt, because Lord knows I love to pretend that that didn't exist, and if we just start from the first ever hunt and go up from there, things were going great up until last year. And it's very difficult to determine what went wrong, how it went wrong, and where it went wrong. You know, I've said all of this stuff before, but I felt like I didn't get my thoughts out there properly, and I felt like I still had things to say, as well as a few very important disclaimers I needed to make a little bit clearer. I like the egg hunt this year, not in the way that we are used to, but just as an event in general, but it felt very mediocre overall, and it could have definitely been better in so many different places. But let me make sure I am being super duper clear when I say this. My general objective with voicing all of these concerns is not to bring offense or hate to literally anyone. I stated this at the very start of the video that I just want to have some improvements next year, just like I'm pretty sure everyone else would like to see. I don't think this is the fault of anyone in particular or specifically, and I'm not saying like, Roblox developers bad, stop letting them be involved, because they are not. That is not the case in the slightest. Developer hunts get way more hate than they would ever deserve, because I know that they can be done incredibly well. They just need these improvements. Plus, this year there is at least 4 different games that I didn't know existed prior to the event, but even now I continue to play them, and that is all down to the egg hunt introducing me to them. So I think the good kinda outweighs the bad, and there is definitely more silver linings in there than I originally realised. But overall, I really do hope improvements are made during the next egg hunt, or even the next event for that matter. But anyway, let me know what you guys think of the Roblox egg hunt of 2020. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.